yeah. That's another, because we have trash barrels at several corners. So one 10th and Everett, one at 10th and Walker, and there's another one at 13th and Washington. Those are just suggestions, and we need to come to a point where we see exactly what we want to do, together on this. And, take a vote on it, because the deadline is nearing. Yeah, the deadline is the 31st, but there's paperwork and stuff has to be done before the 31st. So, yes.
If you don't mind, may I have an opportunity before you decide, if you decide on the pocket park? I don't know if I mentioned to you that another neighborhood association was considering a pocket park.
Oh, well.
Pocket park, the same thing. And they changed their mind because there was a regulation that that association had to provide liability insurance on an ongoing measure from that point forward. And they didn't want to take on that responsibility. So that's just something you might want to consider if you're thinking about the pocket park. That this association would be responsible to provide liability insurance for that park.
That covers a lot of territory.
So actually, you really can't have much of anything.
Oh,
So, because it's
any
all,
kind of activity.
because they're putting every, if that's the case, because you wouldn't be able, depending on who you are, because, some of the other neighborhood groups, because like, Paul Santos, they have a pocket park, and they don't have that insurance. I mean, he's had that when he had the trees, the orchard, the trees and things. So there was a pocket park, and, he was very, when we had our executive board meeting, he was identifying the things that would be inclusive in the park. And I haven't seen it, but everyone's saying, it's really nice. I never heard him say that they had to have liability insurance. So
This was from...
I'm just saying
I
that
believe you. This is from Beverly Eastwood, because Douglas Sumner was considered a
wanting to
pocket
have
park.
that.
They also had land already chosen. They had the schematics drawn.
I'm just saying, I think it depends on
Who it is.
who it is.
Or what they're having in the park. I don't know exactly what all they were putting in their park. So that might be an issue as well.
I don't, well, they have a gazebo, they have fruit trees, they have, it's a park. It's a park for a pocket park.
Where is
So,
that? Where is that located at?
Oh, it's in his neighborhood area. Where is that,
Not for world, so I know.
he had a picture of it and was showing us, and it's really nice. Where people will come and they, go and visit and sit there. So some neighborhood groups have them.
Yes, ma'am.
So probably, they were saying, they have to have liability insurance, anything that's going to, any barrier that's there is going to be brought out, so I'm not surprised. Anything positive you're going to try, you're going to have to go through a lot of hoops, because you can't just get things, just like, that would make sense, so.
And that would make sense, a beautification project like that. Do something with vacant land, that makes perfect sense.
And they had even, I'm trying to think, it was before SOAR, they had even encouraged neighborhood groups to have pocket parks. And I was part of the meeting. So now, you know, so if they're throwing all that out, then they're just, you know, they don't want us to have them. Bottom line. So, you know, move on.
Boy,
Here are matches for Mulan.
Your phone heard you. That was just something that Miss Easterwood had shared with me.
Yeah. Cause you know, I think how it started, because we have so many vacant lots. And to do something with the vacant lots, you know, where it would enhance the neighborhoods. So we were encouraged to establish pocket parks. If it wasn't any more, you know, putting flowers, you know, put some seeds out there, you know, grow some flowers, or put a little bench there or something. It was encouraged. Never was it ever mentioned there would have to be liability insurance.
I think that she was probably gonna have some equipment for maybe kids to play on or something in hers.
Well,
I'm not really sure, but maybe that's what I was saying, maybe what is intended to be in the park might be the hindrance.
that could be.
As opposed to.
What it is, too.
well, actually, I think if you own any land, it's a liability. You know, if somebody come on that land and hurt themselves, you're liable, whether you got anything on it or not. So, homeowners have to have
Just, okay,
insurance.
I'll use a couple examples, just like, the basketball court across from your church. Now,
Do they have
who does that
insurance?
belong to?
That's the city,
That's the city.
that's the city's
I
park.
was just, essentially talking about the liability insurance, so.
Yeah, that's Jersey Creek Park, that belongs to KCK.
Okay, because I have come by there, it's been several years ago, and I seen them animals down when they were down there, and the kids got hurt down there, and they come and picked them up, you know.
Yes, sir.
But, the fire department had the ambulance down there. But see, I was just wondering about I just was wondering who owns, it's the cities then.
Parks and Rec regulates that, they care for it, and I believe they're a part of the unified government.
Okay,
But I was one of the individuals that an ambulance took away from that park years ago, when I was a youngster playing basketball and hit my head and cut my head open. Yes, I was one of the ones that was in that park, they got carried away.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. That park.
Well, just like, for instance, like the trash cans we own. If somebody walked by a trash can and tripped over the trash can and hurt themselves, would that make us liable, because we own the cans?
That part I don't know.
See, the liability thing, like I said, if you own any property, anybody goes on that property and hurt yourself, you are liable,
That's true.
period, whether it's a
This is
park
true.
or what.
If
It's
it's,
an empty land. I mean, if you go up there and a snake bite a kid on their property, hey, you're liable, you know?
yeah.
So,
Well, keep that, that's like when we have events at the garden. If you're gonna have children, because, Carlene was asking me, I was talking to her about, some of the kids, she said she thought that would be good for them to learn, to have some exposure to, to a garden. So that means like, well, you can't have the children coming there to the garden.
That's the reason why we didn't have a lot of doing
Yeah,
stuff
so
over there.
you won't be
Yeah.
able to have them come.
Mm-hmm.
No, in fact, you won't be able to do anything, bottom line. You
And that's
just
a
won't be
good
able
point,
to do
since
anything.
you brought that up about that liability, that's
You
really,
won't be able to do
but
anything.
actually, never even thought about the liability. And so that, you have to, we'll just have a problem putting any kind of pocket park in.
Anything,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, so I don't know what would be left, because everything is, I don't know what else, I don't know what we would be doing, so.
You guys already have a garden, and anything that you would do to enhance that garden, anything you would have to purchase, or things of that nature, those can be considered neighborhood improvement projects. I'm sure you wanna do more than just a garden, I'm just saying that HIMLA's not limited to what they can offer you in matching funds.
But see, like, we got the, all right, in the garden, it goes, the garden, where it's at, you can see the garden.
Yes, sir.
But the land in the back of the garden, that's part of it. But we got the table back there and everything. Well, if we put something back there, you know, for people and everything, then you still have to have the liability though.
Yeah,
That's the aspect, I don't know, all I was speaking to what Ms. Easterwood had shared with me about canceling their plans for a pocket park, because we were funding their pocket park. And then she approached us and said she's not doing it anymore because of the liability regulations that have been put
well,
in place.
that's it, and that's why in the garden, if you have the people, if we wanted to have an event like we've had before,
Yes, see?
you know, so don't come, you know, no mayor or no one like we had before.
Yeah.
If they fall and hit a radish or spinach
Yeah.
or something, well, then there you are.
Radish.
Hey, that's just like at the churches, like South, you know, when if you trip and fall, I mean, liable.
I mean, you could be sitting back there, you know, enjoying it and get up and fall, you know, and your head hit a
That's
cabbage
true.
or something. So,
It's 'cause we went
you
through that
can't,
one.
you can't do anything, no. So, and that's just, there it is, so that's good that we know that, because,
That was a good point.
and Carlene, there's no need in her having any kids coming, because would not be able, if one little kid would slip in the mud or, you know, something like that, but then that would be disastrous.
Well, see, and
We'll be able to do anything.
actually, we're lucky because it have happened to us the last time we had the thing.
The
Block party,
block party.
the block party down at the church, cause the little girl did get hurt.
That's right, sure did. I think the little girl broke her arm or something
Yeah,
like
she
that.
was in there playing in that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Playing on the, you know, the things the kids play in.
Like jump
Yeah,
gym
yeah.
thing.
Bounce houses, they call it.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
bounce house we had.
Yeah.
So wouldn't the owner of the bounce house?
It was
be
too
liable?
many of
Well,
them in there.
He volunteered, you know, he wasn't getting no money for that. It was a volunteer basis, you know, everybody had fun. Matter of fact, it was food and drink and everything. Matter of fact, we had a big crowd. It's on our website, the 2015, yeah.
Okay, then a question. We had it on the church's parking lot.
Yeah, church is
So what did that make the church liable?
Church will be liable.
Yeah, church will be liable.
If you had a lawsuit in that situation, the church and the sponsoring organization will both be included in the lawsuit.
That's correct.
And it's called what's sticking your hand in the deepest pocket.
That's correct.
I did this for 39 years about liability insurance. Insured a lot of vacant land, so. You know. But, you know, when that happened, you know, I thought about it. Matter of fact, I asked gentlemen, and they had insurance, I was aware of that. But when you have a suit, they'll sue everybody, everybody involved,
That's correct.
and try to find somebody who got some money.
Unfortunately, it's the way of the
I
time.
just had an idea, since this liability thing came out. We just gave the blind school $500 for ground. How come we couldn't give them another 1,000 or something for the playground or something? That's just an idea.
Well,
What?
No, I'm just saying that then, that's just an idea, you know,
you know.
it's good or not.
Well, let's go on the beautification thing. The deadline is 31st. And we did have the meeting, come with some ideas. But none of them are finalized. There are some things I know I have not done. Like talking to Lou Braswell about newsletter. The logo, those things have been mentioned. And we just did not have time to do it May 31st. So my whole thinking is that it would be better to just delay it, and if we lose the money, well, let's go back and do it right.
And that's
Whatever
the
we're
key.
doing, take our time and look at what we got. I talked Colleen Kramer, Colleen,
Correct.
sent her an email, and she said it was too late in May to get the students out. And we were just gonna have them to come on the vacant land, and just get some ideas, or just look at the vacant land, maybe have a meeting someplace, but it's too late to do that. So I would just suggest that we take our time and look at what we have and get some ideas and do it right if we're gonna do it.
And you
That's
can
just my suggestion.
You can, as long as you can also resubmit the form if your project is gonna take a little bit more money, resubmit another form.
Well, can we extend the time, because I think all of us, you know, you get busy doing a whole bunch of things and I don't wanna see us hurry into anything and not do it right.
I agree.
I mean, I think the vacant lot of the hill has a lot of possibilities. The newsletters have a lot of possibilities, but I think planning, we need to do more planning. Yeah, that's just my suggestion.
Well, I'd like to comment on that too, because I know, having worked so much, you know, when you're trying to put a project together, it does take a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And the longer time you have with different people putting their ideas and sharing ideas, then you come out, it'll make a better product, because, that way you don't mind having your name attached to it, because you know that you've done your due diligence, and that's what we need to do.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in total agreement. That's why I was sharing with you, if you, whatever project you select, if it's determined that it's actually gonna be, because you guys were looking at, a $500 contribution, and then we were gonna match 500. Well, with Quindura Urban Improvement Club, theirs was initially 500, but they resubmitted and asked for more because they were contributing more, and it got approved.
How much time, I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I said what I wanted to say.